City National Arena playing host to the final home series of the UNLV Skating Rebels 2024-2025 season. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Dominic Dubois. Thank you all for joining me on this First Responders Night. UNLV Hockey honoring first responders in Las Vegas, Nevada for their final home series of this season. Now, in this final series, we're getting close to nationals. Now, that first national tournament game for the number 2 seeded Skating Rebels next Friday, March the 14th at 4:45 p.m. They're going to be playing the winner of Arizona and Oklahoma. That game takes place on Thursday, the 13th of March. Now, this UNLV Skating Rebels team entering the tournament, their highest seed ever, looking for a national championship, the first in program history, and to avenge their loss in that championship game against Adrian last season. Now, in their pursuit for that first national championship, UNLV is rocking these sweet digs to honor the first responders tonight at City National Arena. If you want to get your hands on this jersey, go ahead and look at the QR code on your screen or visit the link and put in bid on the live silent auction. The auction ends at the end of the second period in tonight's game. So while supplies last and while the game lasts, make sure to get your hands on a piece of hockey history here at UNLV. But we're going to send things inside. It's a little cold out here tonight to AJ Reed on how UNLV got to this tournament seeding, the second seed, and their last road trip.
Now, as Dominic mentioned, UNLV was on a 3-series road trip these past couple months, starting off in Salt Lake City, taking on the Utah Skating Utes, where they lost and dropped the first game in overtime thanks to Ethan Light hat trick. They took the second one and clinched their first WCHL title in program history. Then they went on to San Diego State and took on the Aztecs. They outscored them 31-3 over the course of 2 nights, then wrapped up the weekend at GCU, splitting the series, dropping the first game in overtime, and cleaning up and winning the second one of the series, going 4-2 overall on the road trip, a very productive road trip. And Lady Luck was on UNLV's side as they got that number 2 seed, as those 2 overtime losses didn't seem to hurt the Rebels. But that's all I've got from me. Let's send it over to Kyle Sparrow ringside.
I'm here with senior forward, number 37, Cole Wyatt. Cole, coming back home off the road trip, how does it feel to be back?
Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, we got a big weekend here before we head out to Nationals next week, so we just look to play a good 120 minutes this weekend and play some playoff hockey here.
And then special teams was an emphasis on the road trip. What can you guys do to better the power play and the PK in this game?
Yeah, we just want to continue to work on our power play and capitalize when we can. We're going to be playing some big games this weekend and next week, so we just really want to focus on our power play and make sure we're getting to the net and scoring some goals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dom and AJ, we'll send it back over to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle, and thank you all for tuning in once again for UNLV Skating Rebel Hockey, the second to last game of the season. As always on the call is myself, Dominic Dubois. I'm joined by AJ Reed. Now, AJ, we've been away for some time. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's great to be back. It's been almost about a month and a half since we last broadcasted for what I believe was the Jamestown series. And, UNLV, like I mentioned in that pregame, has been on the road for 3 straight series, starting off with a trip up north to Salt Lake City to take on the Utah Utes, splitting that series, then heading back down south to San Diego, taking on the Aztecs, where they scored 31 goals in 2 days of hockey, and then wrapping up at Phoenix, Arizona, GCU, splitting the series. Just a surprise. GCU, we've talked about them, a program on the rise, and they finally got one over UNLV in overtime, winning that game 4-3.
And that just really shows kind of the strength with this team as of late. And their only regulation loss was to Arizona State, at least in the ACHA regular season, way back in October. They lose to Jamestown in a shootout, but as you mentioned, they lost to GCU, and Utah in overtime on the road on that road trip. So they very well could have come away with not a single loss, at least in overtime this year. We could be looking at a 1-loss team, but, it's hockey. It's law of averages. If it's going to happen, or if there's a possibility it's going to happen at some time.
It's hard to win every game in this league, and UNLV, sometimes, like Rick Pitino might say, it's good to get some losses in before you go to the national championship and win it all.
And taking a look at the second to last starting lineup of the 2024-25 season for the Skating Rebels. First up, UNLV, as they're introduced, Evan West, Dylan Jensen, and Hayden Siegel, the forwards, Matias Dalmonte, the captain, and the senior, On the blue line, joined by Devin Agra and Doug Wakeland in between the pipes. And then Carter Newman, Tyler Kelly-Ram, Carson Cooch. The forwards, Kate Olson and Grady Franklin on the blue line for Arizona State. And Nathaniel Glenn in between the pipes for the Sun Devils. So we're going to take a step away as we honor first responders tonight here at UNLV and at City National Arena for the opening ceremonies, the national anthem, ceremonial puck drop, all that in a bag of chips. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin tonight's game, we ask you to join us in a moment of silence to honor the life and service of North Las Vegas Police Officer Jason Roscoe. Officer Roscoe proudly served his country in the U.S. Armed Security Forces and dedicated 17 years of his life to protecting and serving the North Las Vegas community with courage, integrity, and unwavering commitment. On February 4th of 2025, at the age of 46, he made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Tonight we stand together, players, coaches, fans, and the entire Rebel Hockey family, to honor his legacy, his bravery, and his devotion to keeping our community safe. At this time, we ask you to join us in a moment of silence as we remember Officer Jason Roscoe and all those who have given their lives in service. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here to draw our first puck of the night, please welcome Corey Herbert. Captain Herbert of Station 91 of Henderson has been with the Henderson Fire Department since 1996, starting as a fire paramedic and then a fire engineer and in the rank of captain for the last 10 years. Thank you for your service, Captain Herbert. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have the honor of welcoming a very special guest to center ice. In memory of his father, fallen North Las Vegas Police Officer Jason Roscoe, we ask you to join us in recognizing Grayson Roscoe. Tonight we will celebrate Grayson Roscoe with our second puck. Please join us in offering respect and appreciation to Grayson and the entire Roscoe family. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able for our national anthem, presented by Chris Burke Injury Law. Presenting our colors, please welcome to the ice combined honor guards of the Clark County School District Police and the North Las Vegas Police Department. Here to perform the Star Spangled Banner, please welcome Asia Lindell Gray.
What so proudly we hail at the
have it. The color guard leaves the ice. The opening ceremonies are all said and done here from City National Arena. Take a look at the starting lineup one more time. First up for UNLV, Evan West, Dylan Jensen, and Hayden Siegel. The forwards, Matthias Dalmonte and Devin Nagra. The defenseman, Doug Wakeland, in between the pipes. For the Skating Rebels, looking at Arizona State, Carter Newland, Tyler Kylie Ram, and Carson Cooch. The forwards, Grady Franklin and Cade Olson on the blue line, and Nathaniel Glenn in between the pipes for Arizona State. Now, AJ, the last time Arizona State and UNLV played here at City National was in December. It was quite the spirited series, big hits. Fight or two mixed in there as well. Dylan Ford and Hunter Friesen going toe-to-toe right in front of the broadcast center in that December matchup. Plenty of fisticuffs, plenty of fireworks, a late season game. Arizona State has nothing to lose. UNLV, they're just getting ready for national, so I'm interested to see what the dynamic tonight's going to be.
Yeah, and it's the third series between these two teams. I'm sure there's going to be no introductions needed. They'll just get right into the main event that we're all waiting for, and probably a lot of big hits. The aggression will be up. They played them really close. ASU played UNLV really close in December, so we should have some good hockey ahead of us.
And we're well underway from City National Arena once again. Dominic Dubois on the call, joined by AJ Reed. Thank you all for joining us on the second to last game of the year in this 2024-2025 season to open up senior weekend. Once again, UNLV honoring first responders here in Las Vegas with specialty jerseys. These jerseys are up for a silent auction now at 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey. The auction ends at the end of the second period tonight. So make sure to visit that link and go ahead and place your bid on one of these jerseys. Now there's Cade Olson on the tape. Now out to the wing and sent into the corner. That's Dylan Kuntz taking his man to the ice. Up top off the skate of Marchand. And now sent back in deep. Arizona State getting set up in the offensive zone. Now UNLV comes away with possession. There's Caleb Strong in the left wing. Rink wide, feet up in the air, gloved down by Gallant, who's whistled off sides. Gallant, one of the seniors this weekend, AJ, graduating after a handful of years at UNLV. He's joined on the ice by another senior, Preston Brodziak, right next to him, number 25.
Yeah, and those two have really been the starters for this offense. Really, Preston Brodziak, he was involved in a lot of the special teams in that Jamestown series, getting the offense going. Bradley Gallant is always a threat to score. Good to see those two out on the ice for senior weekend.
As Brodziak takes a spill early, Kyle Quinn, another senior, is out there with Dylan Ford in the back end for UNLV. There he is on the far side, forcing Caden Butler to dump the puck in. And there's Quinn with it again, who knifes it along to Gallant. Touched on for Band. Now Wyatt Palmer and Band come together. Band knifing at it, stuck on the back of the net, and we have a whistle. So an early stoppage. Faceoff's going to be out to the left of Nathaniel Glenn. Oliver Band's going to dig in against Sean Phillips. And Band wins the draw, but Rand couldn't settle it down on the wing. There's Matthias Dalmonte on the neutral zone. Band sends it back in off the corner, and on net, Glenn finds it and freezes it. Now, once again, a face-off out to the left of Glenn. Phillips is going to dig in against Band one more time. This time, Phillips wins the draw, but Nagra finds it, sends it to Dalmonte off the blocker of Glenn. Now sent in by Tristan Rand around the wall. Keaton Tonez points over to Friesen. He loses it, and it's sent in by Cole Wyatt. And that goes through the legs of Sean Phillips. And Mason Kelly and Friesen are in a puck race. Friesen gets his stick on it first, and it gets sent around the wall and taken away by Cole Wyatt. On the tape for Tristan Rand, who cuts outside. Rand moves in, shoots one over the net and off the high glass. Right in front of the broadcast, there's Mason Kelly digging at it with Cade Olson. It goes deeper in the zone, and Glenn swings it to his defenseman. That's Grady Franklin. And now up the left wing. That was Mark Ducharme. And we have another whistle.
A lot of stoppages here early. I thought Tristan Rand might have had one coming down the ice, just missed it wide to the right. Tristan Rand, he's been the hot goal scorer early on in this season. Still always the guy to look out for UNLV.
And a one-time drive from Kuntz off the stick and a big-time pad save in front on Mason Kelly on the second chance effort by Nathaniel Glenn. We stay tied. UNLV with the best scoring chance all game by either side there. But a better pair of saves from Nathaniel Glenn making the first stop of the Dylan Kuntz shot from the point, and then stuffing Mason Kelly with the pad on the doorstep. Now Justin Stathopoulos chips it in. Glenn comes out to play it. Can't get it past Stathopoulos. In front for Mensch, and it gets chopped off of his stick. Now here's Ford. He pumps, shoots one wide of the net. UNLV getting a forecheck going. Here's Dylan Jensen with it down low. Touches it up, calls off the high stick on Arizona State. And Ducharme plays it a bit further in the neutral zone for Dylan Ford, who skates over the red line. He gains the zone. Ford surveys. Centering try for Jensen. Couldn't find his stick. Now played off the wall, just out of the reach of Carson Cooch. And now Arizona State with a bit of a more aggressive forecheck. That was Carter Newland, the deepest forward in the zone. That's off the wall for Siegel, who deflects it in. And then spun off of the stick of Jensen into the slot now. Recovered by King. And King gets bumped by Jensen. Now Niagara pinches. And Hayden Siegel's going to recover at the official's crease and send it cross corner from the red line. Ty Marchant now in his own corner. Spins away from Dylan Jensen. He chops at his stick. Jensen gets a takeaway. Loose puck picked up by Williams. Back to Jensen. Dips a shoulder. Foots one on. Save made Glenn. Caleb Strong was right in front trying to knife that home. That gets sent off the glass and out by Marchant. Got bumped by Caleb Strong for his troubles. And Arizona State's going to get changed up. And AJ early on in this one, just about 5 minutes in, Arizona State facing some good scoring chances from UNLV, but their response to their own end's been pretty good.
Yeah, Nathaniel Glenn, he's been a vacuum out there for Arizona State. Really been able to stop all kind of pucks, all kind of scoring opportunities that UNLV has had. But UNLV really knocking on the door now, looking for their first goal of the game.
And Bradley Gallant keeps his own and steers it back in, but Wyatt Palmer, rocking the A on his chest, skates out from behind his own net. Hassled by Caleb Strong all the way up, and Palmer gains the red and sends it into the zone. Wakeland plays it off the wall softly. Turnover out in front, centering try, and no joy for Arizona State. And now here's Caleb Strong to Gallant, centering try again for Brodziak off the skate, and it goes off the pad of Nathaniel Glenn. A pair of scoring chances, bang, bang, either way. This game's starting to open up a bit. And it looks like it was Sean Phillips who had that one-time chance in the slot wide open, roll off the stick. And Nathaniel Glenn catches an edge behind the net, trying to play the puck to the amusement of the UNLV crowd. And now here comes Tristan Rand on the left wing. Centering try, Band puts it over the net. Oliver Band with it again in the corner. Up top for Wyatt, goes off his skate. He tries to knife it to the open ice and couldn't get there. It's picked up by Cade Olson, the captain. Now Cole Wyatt, touched on for Strong. And now Rand shoots one over the glove of Nathaniel Glenn. And check that earlier call, that was Dylan Ford on the right wing, lasering that pass to the tape of Tristan Rand. Now out front, Marchant pumps, feeds it down low, goes off of his stick, and a player goes down in the corner, no call. And now here comes Tristan Rand through center again. He cuts out to the left wing and just chips it into the zone. That was a good gap by Ty Marchant. Danilo Savivsky Gets taken away by Mason Kelly in the corner. Up top, Del Monte shoots one off the chest. Loose puck out in front. Everyone knifing at it. And there's Nathaniel Glenn, his glove like a vacuum, as you mentioned, AJ, finding that puck.
Well, and it feels like we finally have a moment to breathe in this game. A flurry of scoring opportunities for UNLV, all kind of empty, and that chance that ASU had on the bad turnover in their own zone just whiffed on the shot. So a pair of scoring opportunities, but what it felt like 6+ scoring opportunities for UNLV, but we still got goose eggs on the board.
Mason Kelly gets tossed from the draw, and Stathopoulos comes in and wins it. And now Del Monte to pitch and catch on the half wall. Del Monte shoots one wide of the net. Loose puck out behind. That's played around by Marchand, directed back down low by Del Monte, and played up to the point. Nagra keeps his zone. Now here's Nagra moving in. Sends it softly to the opposite corner. Kelly's on that. Up top, Del Monte. Nagra to the top of the circle. He shoots one wide of the net again. And now Heath Mensch can't get that puck. He tried to keep the zone off of the Del Monte reverse. That puck gets tipped. Danilo Savivsky picks it up, and he gains the red line and sends it into the offensive zone. About 8 minutes gone in this first period of play. Shots are 7-1 in favor of UNLV. That goes off the wall. Wyatt Palmer in behind. Under pressure from Dylan Jensen, trying to turn away from the freshman. Here's Evan West, another freshman. He picks that play off. Evan West gets bumped to the ice. And West jamming at it at the near post and couldn't get there. There's Hayden Siegel generating that scoring chance. Evan West now tries to evade pressure, loses the puck. And UNLV staying hard on the forecheck. That's that starting line of West, Jensen, and Siegel. And then directed back up ice. Newland spins away from Evan West, who tried to lay the lumber on him at the center ice logo. UNLV is going to get a controlled breakout here. 9 minutes gone now in this first period of play. And now here's Bradley Gallant. Tried to drop it off for Brodziak or Caleb Strong. Couldn't get there. That was the back checker of Kylie Ram cutting that play off. That puck floats softly on net into the trapper of Nathaniel Glenn, and it'll hold for a whistle.
So we got those first 3 or so minutes with a lot of stoppages, a lot of icings and some offsides calls, and now so many opportunities, it feels like, for UNLV. And ASU is scrambling to get it out of the zone. They still only have the one shot on goal.
They've still had some pretty good rush chances. They just haven't really hit the net. UNLV struggling to hit the net as well. And Kyle Quinn's shot gets blocked by Matthew Gross. Now Brodziak tried to get that puck out front, and he couldn't. Now here's Tyler Kylie Ram from the dot. Centering try, knocked out of the air by Wakeland. Put back on net. Loose puck out in front, directed over the net. Another centering try off the stick. Oh, rink-wide feed, they score on the second shot of the game. Arizona State strikes first blood, and who else but the captain, Cade Olson, to break the ice.
Well, that was a great sequence from ASU on offense. Right after I was dissing them, they come down with a beautiful pass. Couldn't get it on that first try. Wakeland not able to locate it, not able to freeze that puck for a whistle, and it gets back out, and the captain finishes the job, and ASU is on the board first with a goal.
Once again, that was Cade Olson, the captain for the Sun Devils, breaking through for the first goal of this weekend. Now UNLV reeling and looking for the equalizer. Shot by Rand gets blocked in front. Now Arizona State set up in the offensive zone. They're looking for their second goal of the game. That first one coming a few moments ago, just about at the midway point of the first period. Now here comes Mason Kelly on the right wing, driving the net. Kelly puts one off the pad. Rand knifes it off of the trapper I'm Nathaniel Glenn. The Arizona State bench not too happy with that one. Now Ryan Quast on the left wing for Friesen, who sends it into the offensive zone softly. Now just under 9 minutes to go in the first period. Now Sofopoulos knifing that one. Gets it past Keaton Tonez. Wyatt Palmer and Heath Mensch go to the corner. Palmer bumps Mensch. And Sean Phillips plucks that puck away. And a big collision at the Arizona State bench. That was Chase Seachrist getting checked to the ice. Now Palmer gains the red line. Looked like he was going to dump it in from the red, and he gains his zone and sends it into the corner. Sniped away. Now along the wall, Kuntz is tied up with somebody. UNLV trying to get the puck up ice. They do, but not in their possession. Palmer sends it off the kick plate and into the zone, picked up by Parker Williams. And Williams sends it down the ice for an icing. So UNLV looking a bit out of sorts since that goal against a few moments ago.
Hey, you certainly feel the shift in the building at least, and on the ice you can see it that after that goal, before then, UNLV all kind of scoring opportunities. They have 9 shots on goal, but then Arizona State gets that one, and now it feels like they're kind of controlling the flow of the game. We'll see if UNLV can get a good breakout, get a good offensive possession to get the rhythm back.
Arizona State registering their 5th shot of the game there off the pad of Doug Wakeland. And now here's Hayden Siegel on that starting line. Or 2/3 of that starting line, and Siegel gets pumped hard behind the net. Siegel knifes that over. And now here's Siegel with a return pass. Oh, tried to center it for Williams. Couldn't get there. Loose puck out in front. Found by Jensen up top. Quinn quickly across to Ford, and it skips out of the zone, and Ford has to play it in, and a delayed offsides is blown dead. So that faceoff's going to come outside of the zone. And UNLV still looking for the equalizer. And while these teams get a breather, we're going to plug these jerseys once again. As we mentioned in the open, there's jerseys honoring first responders in Las Vegas, Nevada, as it's First Responder Night. On the eve of Senior Night, if you want to get your hands on a game-worn jersey, go ahead and scan that QR code on your screen if you have your mobile device handy, or visit 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey to place a bid on these jerseys. The bidding ends tonight at the end of the second period, so make sure to get your bids in now. And if you know anybody at the game, they can get the jersey right off the player's back post-game if they win the auction. So if you know anyone at the game, tell them to visit 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey so they can get the jersey straight off the player's back. There's nothing like getting a stinky, sweaty piece of fabric off of somebody, right, AJ?
Nothing like it. Nothing I'd want in my car driving home at night more than that, honestly. Stinking up the entire car and leaving a lot of questions when I get home.
Well, for everyone's sake, it actually smells like roses and sunshine. Sunshine and roses. We'll spray it with Dior Sauvage and give it to everybody. Maybe Dior can sponsor the broadcast next season. We'll see.
Maybe.
That puck gloved down by Devin Nagra. Caleb Strong couldn't keep that one. Ty Marchant picks it up right in front of the broadcast booth. And that gets sent in by Matthew Gross. UNLV struggling on the breakout every now and again. Here, Bradley Gallant with an eye-level saucer pass, gloved down, and then sent right back down the ice. Now here's Gallant with it on the red line. He plays it to the open ice. No one home there. That's played off the kick plate down the length of the ice. And now Jackson White's going to recoil for UNLV and send it into the zone. Ty Marchant with it. Flips it up ice. And it's picked up by Parker Williams. Williams now gains the zone. Chips it on the backhand. Gets around Marchant. He gets in deep. Goes to battle with Savivsky and Marchant. Here's Cole Wyatt from below the goal line. Centering try for Rand, and his one-timer into the glove of Nathaniel Glenn. An impressive save by the Sun Devils netminder to see that shot through a couple of screens.
Yeah, it's Tristan Rand. He's tried to go glove side 3 times now. That time actually saved by Glenn to force the face-off there. We'll see if he's setting him up for something pad side maybe.
Maybe blocker side. It's very possible. Well, we play on. That was the best chance for UNLV in quite some time in this game as we approach just under 6 minutes to go. Here's Wyatt Palmer. Played off the wall by Quast, then sent back in on net. Now surveying the ice is Keaton Tonez, and he starts it out. Tonez sends it cross corner, covered by Ford. Ford plays it off the wall onto the right wing, just out of the reach of Stathopoulos, and Cade Olson, the man who cracked the lid off of this thing, scoring the goal earlier on in this period. Sends it on the right wing for Seachrist. Seachrist now on the right wing, gains the zone. It's Kylie Ram, and his return pass there gets cut off. And now here's Heath Mensch cutting to the outside around Cade Olson. Mensch pulls up, loses an edge, and spins to the ice. Now Stathopoulos finds the loose puck. He'll survey. Now to Ford. Ford shoots one off the end wall, and it pops off the back of the net. Heath Mensch finds it to Siegel. Siegel shooting one way over the net. Looked like he was trying to go glove side, and now there's Cade Olson with it again. His pass picked off by Mason Kelly. And now this Arizona Sun Devils unit's visibly tired, AJ. They're trying to get off the ice desperately, and this is their good chance to get a couple fresh legs out there, and they do. UNLV getting a good forecheck there and trying to make the neutral zone as hard as possible to go through, and they're still doing a pretty decent job of that. As we continue to play on, Dylan Jensen softly to West. 7 West pulls up at the goal line to Jensen in the slot. He pumps, he shoots, shoulder, save made by Nathaniel Glenn, and Dylan Jensen takes a spill after letting that shot go. Really put a lot into it.
Yeah, another great opportunity for the Rebels, and another opportunity stopped by Nathaniel Glenn. He really has been a vacuum for Arizona State, sucking up all those goal and shot opportunities.
Now Preston Brodziak's going to be dug in against King. He wins the draw. Gallant shoots one. Blocked in front, loose puck. Everyone whacking at him. Brodziak skyhooks that one over the net. And now here's Gallant in the slot. Shoots, he scores. Bradley Gallant on his senior weekend. He's going to go ahead and tie things up here at What a Pop.
What a goal indeed that one was. Get the game tied up. Sexy shot. What a finish. And the Rebels have tied it all up, and we're equal.
Bradley Gallant having a monster year for UNLV this year. He's had a monster handful of years recently. He's just continuing to add on to this season, AJ. And here's Preston Brodziak with another chance. Moving on into Strong off of his skate. Now Gallant with it again. Dalmonte up top with a drive. Blocked in front and deflected out to the corner. Danila Savitsky takes a stick up high. We're going to play on. Now here's Kylie Ram. And we have a delayed penalty upcoming on the Skating Rebels, and it's going to be touched up by Matias Dalmonte. So we're going to await the penalty. It's going to be on Bradley Gallant. So it looks like the high stick in the corner on the near side of our broadcast was caught. So at 3:12, right after Bradley Gallant scores a game-tying goal, there's actually going to be Caleb Strong posted. So it looked like Strong's stick got up on Savitsky. So right after UNLV ties things up, they go to the penalty kill. And Arizona State with a chance to reinstate their lead here on the man advantage, but their first shot goes up into the protective netting about 5 seconds into the man advantage.
Well, the UNLV penalty kill unit has been pretty elite so far this season, especially at home, not allowing a lot of power play goals. So we'll see how they do. We'll see how these two special teams really interact with their first time on the ice this game.
Arizona State getting set up. And whacked at from the slot, and that gets kicked up into the protective netting again. So another 10 seconds elapsed on this power play, a minute 45 to go. Caleb Strong, a high-sticking minor. We're back underway from City National Arena. We have a foot race here. Stathopoulos shorthanded, moving in, and he loses the handle of it. Centering pass, Brodziak shoots over the net. What a chance shorthanded for the Skating Rebels there. But no such joy. Neither chance can really make it on net. Stathopoulos somewhat got it on net, but not with all of his might, and Brodziak sent that over the crossbar. That one-timer as a trailer streaking into the zone. Now here's Brodziak with it again, shorthanded. He takes the open ice and plays it softly off the kick plate. He'll get changed up as we approach the final minute of the Arizona State power play. Now Carter Newland tries to send it over to Kylie Ram. It gets sent right back to the left wing side. Played up for Newland there on the right wing. Newland up top, skates to the point, to the half wall. For Grady Franklin, back to Newland, shooting one to the doorstep. That was Kylie Ram, swinging a miss on the far side post. Now back up top, there's Franklin to Ram, pitch and catch. Franklin and Ram still playing with it. And that goes out of the reach of Cade Olson, and here comes Nathaniel Glenn to play the puck, and Bradley Gallant trying to find that loose puck, nearly smokes Glenn on the forecheck. And Nathaniel Glenn already adjusting to the penalty kill for UNLV. If there's a loose puck, he's going to come out and play it. So there's no shorthanded chance again. There's Franklin shooting one off the pad of Wakeland. Now the final seconds ticking off on the power play for the Sun Devils. UNLV back to full strength as we approach the final minutes of the first period of play from City National Arena. There it is, the final minute now. Here's Jackson Wyatt with it. Jackson White through center, gains his zone, dropped off for Gallant, rink wide feed. West shoots one off the blocker of Nathaniel Glenn. And now it's a race. Dylan Kuntz finds it, puts on the brakes, and turns it back up north. Kuntz plays it off the glass and into the zone. About 35 seconds to go. Here's Dylan Jensen. Jensen plays it up top. Jensen takes a spill in front of the broadcast center here. And it gets played up. It almost hits Rolando Guerrero, our cameraman, and played in deep. And now here comes ASU. Hunter Freeze and shoots one wide of the net. And now here's Tristan Rand. Dropped off to Jensen. Jensen cuts outside, drives it. That centering try almost to the backhand of Cole White. And now here comes Sean Phillips in the final 10 seconds. Rink wide feed off the wall. Played up top by Dalmonte. And Daniel Savinsky is going to recover in his own end as the horn sounds. 20 minutes down, a fun 20 minutes at that, AJ. We head to the intermission, one a pop.
Yeah, and it did not expect that from this game. I thought, maybe a little bit more physicality. There really hasn't been that much physicality from these two teams. But the score is tied at one apiece. Some great chances. Bradley Gallant got the scoring going for UNLV. ASU had that chance from the captain earlier in the game. Don't go anywhere. We got more UNLV hockey at City National coming right up.
I'm joined here with defenseman Dylan Ford. Dylan, how would you assess the team's play in the first period?
It wasn't our best work, but I mean, we got a lot that we can give here, so I think if we just stick to our game plan here going into the next 20, we'll be good.
And how do you guys get things rolling in the second period?
I mean, yeah, we like I said, we have a game plan. We didn't really stick to it too much, so I think if we're tighter in the D zone and get more pucks to the net and bury a rebound here, we'll be good.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Dylan, for your time.
Thanks, man.
Boys?
Thank you, Bo, and thank you to the viewer if you stuck around through the intermission. Through 20 minutes, 15-7 shots on goal in favor of UNLV. Scores all knotted up at 1 UNLV. The equalizer from Bradley Gallant. The go-ahead goal and the first goal of the game, Cade Olson for Arizona State. So some keys here for this middle frame. Arizona State just clean up the turnovers, but also keep forcing UNLV to make mistakes through the neutral zone. And for UNLV, just capitalize on your chances, hit the net, crisper passes, crisper breakouts, the whole 9 yards. But this game's still winnable. We still got 40 minutes left here in this one, all knotted up. See if we're going to have a fun second period. So this middle period, UNLV in the white's going to be skating away from the broadcast center. Arizona State in the maroon and gold. We'll be skating towards your TV set or whatever device you're watching on. Puck's chipped into the zone. Doug Wakeland comes out to play. He plays it around. Matthew Gross can't stop it up. Tyler Kelly Ram. Gross up top. Marchant spins away from Evan West, dances to the slot. He shoots one into the glove of Doug Wakeland. A pretty fun and flashy move from Marchant, and a better save from Wakeland.
Well, a good start to the period for Arizona State, getting that shot on goal. It took them a while in that first period to really break through, but once they did, they got opportunities galore. So maybe they can keep that momentum going and get some more opportunities to try and get the lead back in this one.
Now Dylan Ford and Kyle Quinn, the defensive partners out there, they played a little pitch and catch with each other on the breakout. Now Ford with it again, loses the puck. And it's sent in. Goes off the stick of Wakeland, and now here's Bradley Gallant, the goal scorer for UNLV. He tied the game up. Now here's Caleb Strong in the left wing. Centering try off of a stick, and Arizona State recovers and turns that up north. Sidestepping a big hit was King, and he goes to the slot. Puck picked up, back up top. Savitsky pirouettes and faces the net, shoots one off the blocker, way up into the netting, and wedge in between the glass and the protective netting. So those VIPs in the corner there, if they can get the puck unstuck from the net, and it looks like a kid with a hockey stick of his own is about to do that. So we're going to watch to see if he can get that puck out of the netting.
Parent
He's
coming in
poking
for the
at it.
assist.
Poking at it. A grown-up coming in. Poking at it again, and it comes out, and it doesn't hit the soda in the corner. So a souvenir for that kid and his family. And the orange soda comes away unscathed, AJ, on that table.
Very successful operation there by those two, getting that puck and getting it clean. Last thing we want is more spilled drinks around here.
Exactly. I spilled my coffee pregame. Is another spill out on the ice. Tristan Rand takes a bit of a dipsy doodle. That puck's tipped in by Palmer. Now Dylan Kuntz with it. Rings it around the wall. Tipped up by Cole Wyatt. Kelly stops up, freezing at the point, and Kelly cuts that off. And now here's Cole Wyatt on the rush. Wyatt moves in, cuts outside, puts one on. Looks like it went through the crease, and we have a stoppage of play. And I'm waiting to see what the stoppage is. The net came off of its moorings. So instead of the net on our near side, AJ, it's the far side net giving some issues so far tonight.
Well, it's an old classic with a new twist, if you will. A City National classic, the net coming off. But on the other side now, mix it up a little bit.
And it's no shade to the City National operations crew. As an alumni of the rink operations crew at this arena, they do a pretty good job. things happen sometimes. And sometimes things happen repeatedly. It's Arizona State trying to get a rush started. That's Palmer who plays it off the wall. And now here's Mason Kelly on the left wing. Shoots one. Wide of the net. Kylie Ram plays that back into his own zone. And Kelly in on the forecheck. Heath Mensch picks up a loose puck on the half wall. Centering try on the backhand for Stathopoulos. Stathopoulos down low to Kelly. Kelly centering try picked up by the defense of Arizona State. They play it back down below their goal line. And that's what goes off a skate of a player. Parker Williams finds it and whacks it on net. And we play on. There's Seachrist. Puck gets poked away from him by Parker Williams. And Grady Franklin and Williams lock horns. And Kuntz recovers. Kuntz plays it off the wall and gets hit into the turnbuckle awkwardly there. Trying to jump out of the way of that hit. Now here's Dylan Jensen winding up a rush for UNLV. Jensen over the red line, touches it to himself across the blue line. Jensen drives the net, backhand try, rebound kicks way outside. Couldn't get a handle on it. Was Hayden Siegel. Now up top there's Jackson Wyatt. Wyatt plays it off the wall and down low. Siegel finds it, drives one around off the pad of Glenn. Now dropped off, and a shot from the point into the trapper of Glenn, and Siegel stops right in front of him. Kate Olson comes and gives him a how do you do. So just over 4 minutes gone. So knotted up at 1. Not too many crazy scoring chances so far tonight, AJ, in this middle frame for either team.
No, especially not compared to that first period where it felt like we saw 10-plus chances from UNLV and some great chances from ASU. Really, UNLV just not able to get any really good chances, except for that one turnover they had in their own zone that they weren't able to capitalize on.
That puck skied into the corner. Wakeland comes way out of his crease to try and knock it down with the goal stick. Couldn't get the bunt, and the icing's waved off as Glenn comes out to play that puck, and Brodziak stops it up, puts it on net, pad saved by Glenn. Now Caleb Strong takes a spill in behind the net on the forecheck. Arizona State with possession. That gets skied to the center ice logo all the way down. Blown dead for an icing. The Arizona State bench isn't too happy about that. They're calling that call baloney at 15:05.
Baloney indeed, and if you want to talk about something I've noticed with Nathaniel Glenn so far in this one is that he plays a little bit aggressive outside of his own net. We saw in that first period a couple times he came out and he almost wasn't able to get back in time, and that was almost a goal. And then on that power play that Arizona State had, he really came up almost nearly past the blue line to play a puck to prevent a shorthanded opportunity for UNLV. So, could play in factor the aggression of Nathaniel Glenn.
And we also, Glenn ended up as Rand puts that on net and gives a bit of a snow shower to Glenn. His skate caught the kick plate there as well when he was coming out to play a puck in the first period, and he took a bit of a spill. Seemed like he had no idea where that was at. The kick plate was, at least. So Brodziak digs in. He wins the draw to the left wing. Arizona State comes away with possession, though, from their own end. They're going to try and get a rush started. That's Marchant on the left wing. Now Ford for Strong. Rink wide for Galan on the right wing. He shoots one from the right circle. Deflected up by the shoulder into the corner. Caleb Strong doing battle with a flurry of maroon sweaters, and another one whacked on. Stick save by Glenn. Now on the left wing side, that gets flipped up, doesn't get past Preston Brodziak at the Allegiant logo in the neutral zone. And now Carter Newland pulls up. Rink-wide feed off the skate of Kylie Ram. Now here's Rand. Rink-wide feed off the skate of Cole Wyatt. Wyatt now down below the goal line, and he loses the puck. Jackson Wyatt pinches back down for Cole Wyatt. Another shot save made by Glenn. Now Tristan Rand down low doing battle with a pair of Sun Devils. That gets reversed to the corner. Oliver Band still forechecking. He gets chopped out of the zone down the length of the ice for an icing. Dylan Kuntz barely beating Ryan Quast in that icing race.
Yeah, and another icing for Arizona State. They really haven't been able to escape that, their own defensive zone, and really get an offensive opportunity. It's been all UNLV so far in this second period.
UNLV spending a lot of time down in that far end trying to find the go-ahead goal in their first lead of the night. Here's Heath Menz shooting one off the draw. It gets deflected high and wide. Dalmonte recovers at the point. Dalmonte shoots one through traffic. Loose puck, knocked down in front, put back on net. No goal! That puck stays out and goes past Dalmonte, who gets body position, plays it back up for Kelly, who tries to turn it back up north and plays it into the zone, but it gets picked off by Wyatt Palmer, who starts it north for Arizona State. He can't dance through traffic. He gets chased into the corner, and it goes around the wall for Dalmonte. Softed to Kelly, who knifes that one up ice. Now Sothopoulos return pass for Kelly, delayed offsides. That would have been a good offensive zone chance for UNLV. Partial odd man rush. 12.5 minutes to go in the second period of play. Arizona State chips that one in. There's Kyle Quinn locking horns with King in the corner. Mark Ducharme helps. King picked it out of the corner and hits Evan West hard along the wall. Jensen gets pickpocketed by King. His shot doesn't make it on net. Now Ford sends it up. Grady Franklin chops it down, and Arizona State getting some offensive zone time. Franklin now shoots one into the chest of Wakeland. He'll hold for a whistle. 12 minutes even to go. So the defensive zone draw is going to come out to the left of Doug Wakeland. Preston Brodziak's going to dig into the hash marks against Sean Phillips. Brodziak wins that one clean to Jackson Wyatt. And Wyatt sends that up ice. And now Brodziak settles it down, pulls up, centering try, almost hit on by Strong, goes wide of the net. Now centering try again, Strong shoots, he scores. Oh, try again for Caleb Strong. He's had a couple of scoring chances tonight, but this last one, he makes no mistake and buries it, giving UNLV their first lead of the night.
Yeah, he must be hungry for some pineapple, getting that one and burying the goal, the go-ahead goal to make it 2-1, and a huge goal for UNLV as they have all the momentum on their side. They've been controlling the offensive zone, and now they finally get the goal to show for it.
That is a pretty good analogy there, AJ. I mean, pineapple, it's sweet, so obviously it's sweet to score a goal, but it's been a pretty sour night, and it's kind of stung a little bit for UNLV not be able to hit the net, and they try one more time, and Oliver Band couldn't get that one on. And Jackson Wyatt can't put that one through the traffic to get it on net. Here comes Sean Phillips, partial odd man rush. He toe picks and turns the puck over. Here's Tristan Rand with it. He's hounded at neutral ice. Cole Wyatt picks it up, tries to feed it through traffic and couldn't get there. That's Caden Butler cutting that pass off. Oliver Band sends it into the zone and gets changed up. Bouncing puck settled down in the neutral zone by Dalmonte. Sean Phillips in on the forecheck. And now here's Brodziak. Preston Brodziak on the left wing. Gets poked away by Marchant down low. Dalmonte pinches to the corner, centers one, loose puck out in front, everyone whacking at it. It finds its way on net. Glenn holds for another whistle. And we have a goaltending change. And it looks like it was a scheduled one, is about the halfway point of this game. Hayden Manning comes in for Nathaniel Glenn. Who had himself a great night in goal, just under 30 minutes between the pipes, giving up only 2 on 25 shots as Arizona State ices the puck. So it's going to be interesting to see what Hayden Manning can do here, AJ, in the back half of this game.
And I really thought Nathaniel Glenn had a great game for the time he saw on the ice. Really saw a lot of shots, made some really good saves, but Hayden Manning coming in relief for the rest of this one.
And UNLV wins the face-off, but couldn't really get any zone time start. Here's Strong with the last goal. Moves in, shoots, he scores. A crafty move from Caleb Strong. His second of the night puts UNLV up 3-1.
Crafty move. He must have said, watch me cook this. Coming up, the new goalie in relief finds the back of the net again, and now UNLV with a 2-goal lead at 3-1.
Caleb Strong, the junior out of the USPHL. Another multi-goal game here at City National Arena. He's had a handful. The last one that rings to my memory was against Utah back in November. And for anyone who tuned in a few weeks ago, we called him a garbage goal scorer.
What I was going to bring up.
It's proven once again why he's not a garbage goal scorer. We've had a couple of conversations about that since then. So
He did agree with us at the time, though.
he did agree with us at the time, but I think we'll ask him after the game and we'll see if he still agrees with that. Kyle Quinn can't play that past King, and it gets chopped out by Kelly. He knifes to the open ice. Stathopoulos moving on in, shooting one off the post. It looks like Stathopoulos with a wide open shooting lane and a lot of room on the glove side. Looking for one. And now Quas turns one. Misses the net. And now Friesen shoots into the chest of Wakeland. And they'll hold for a whistle as we hit our second media timeout of the night. 9:05 to go. And once again, we're going to show you the jersey auction once more. You have about 10 minutes to go in this jersey auction. Scan the QR code or visit 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey to place a bid on these game-worn jerseys. If you're in the arena or know someone in the arena, they can get the jerseys right off of their backs after the game is over tonight if you win the auction. If not, we're going to find a way to get it to you no less. And going through the scoring, once again, Cade Olson opening the scoring up in the first period. Bradley Gallant drawing even later on in that frame. And now in the second period, only 2 goals scored between both teams, and both goal scorers, Caleb Strong, putting UNLV up 3-1. And that's where we sit with 9:05 to go in the middle period. Shots are 26-12 in favor of UNLV. Hayden Manning comes in the nets in relief of Nathaniel Glenn. And what looks like a scheduled goaltending change to get all the netminders some ice time late in the season, AJ, as we get close to wrapping things up.
Well, now this UNLV offense, it really feels like they've been cooking with oil, and now they found fire with those 2 goals, widening their lead and getting it to 3-1 in an impressive second period so far, both by Caleb Strong. The scheduled goaltender substitution like you mentioned, but it's always hard for a goalie to come in cold like that with not a lot of, warm up, and especially with them sitting on the bench for that first intermission.
100%. I mean, you haven't seen any shots since the warm-up. And, I mean, you look at the time, the warm-up was almost 2 hours ago, AJ. So it's been quite some time since you've seen the net, since you've seen
pucks coming at you, so it's kind of hard to get sharp. And I mean, you see the result of that, a couple of goals making their way past Hayden Manning early on. I'm sure once he settles in, he'll be okay. Nathaniel Glenn no worse for wear either. After he came to the bench, he took his mask off, he took his trapper and his blocker off, and came over to the broadcast and was like, hey, can I get a chair? And gave one to him, and now he's chilling, drinking some water, enjoying the game.
We've got too many chairs over here anyways.
Way too many chairs for the amount of sitting that none of us do. We don't really need that many chairs. Arizona State coming back to the offensive zone for a draw after UNLV ices the puck. 7:58 to go in the second period. Tyler Kiley Ram's going to dig in against Oliver Band, and UNLV comes away with possession. That's Cole White, who touches it softly to the left wing for Tristan Rand. Rand driving the net, puts one on, save made by Manning. And we have a slash in the back of the play, and that was trying to get the number on that one there. Looks like it was Keaton Tonez. But it's going to only be one player going to the box or the bench, it looks like. And it is going to be the bench. It looks like Dylan Kuntz is going to go. That's Kuntz and Tonez who got locked up for a moment behind the Arizona net on the far end. But no penalties to either side. Faceoffs won by UNLV once again. Here's Nagra up top. It's Cole White on the half wall. That's a shot go. Sticked aside by Manning. And sent back on net. Sticked aside by Manning once more. Now Wyatt Palmer moving on in. Puts a move on, centering try, nobody home, and Cole Wyatt plays it through the wickets of Kiley Ram on the wall for Rand. Now Rand looking from the left wing, centering try, almost tipped on net, but it doesn't make it there. Dylan Ford at the point, moves in, shoots one, deflects, kicks around, and Manning finds it and holds for a whistle with 7 minutes even to go. That was UNLV's 30th shot on goal. Oh, they took it back for a second, now it's back up there. So 30 shots on goal for UNLV, just 12 for ASU. UNLV seems to be settling into this game for the most part so far in this period.
Yeah, not a lot going for Arizona State offensively, and it's really starting to wear them down. Not a lot of effort defensively, or less effort, you know, trying to get that offensive zone going.
Now here's King shooting one wide of the net.
Of course, right as I'm saying that, they get some good offensive zone going, but just missed a shot, not able to control it really.
Might have rolled off the blade of Jake King on the rush on that left wing. Now here come the Sun Devils trying to get a rush started. They finally get possession. And Grady Franklin swings a DDD for Olsen. Then saucer pass off the skate of Quinn, recovered by Newland. Newland turning away from pressure, plays it down low. King gets a stick chopped away from him by Ford. Caleb Strong, both goals so far in this period for either team. Had that one on the left wing a few moments ago. It's played off the wall and back into the Arizona State zone. Full sail changes for both teams, almost. Ty Marchant takes a spill at the red line. Sophopoulos can't make a play on that puck. And Doug Wakeland finds it and holds for a whistle. Not the cleanest of the game. He kind of bobbled that puck there for a moment, but still holds for a face-off. 5:37 to go. Arizona State with possession for a brief moment. Now Heath Mensch against Phillips on the wall. Jackson Wyatt picks that away. Now Stathopoulos chipped off the wall for Kelly. Kelly plays it into the zone. Now centering try, put on net, a save made by Manning. That was Sophopoulos out front. Getting denied by the pad of Manning. And we're going to play on final 5 minutes of the second period here at City National Arena. Now Friesen has that knocked away. Swept up top, Phillips pokes at it. Shots back in, Quast in the corner for Phillips. Centering try, doesn't get to the stick of Friesen, and now here comes Dylan Jensen and Heath Mensch 2-on-2 the other way to Mensch. Mensch from the dot, looking, wraparound try off the pad of Hayden Manning in the splits. What an effort from the Arizona State netminder to get post to post and stop that chance. And heads up to the ASU bench as Dalmonte tips that puck in behind the Sun Devils, sitting on the pine. Puck gets tossed back to the linesman, and gonna have another face-off, this time out to the right of Doug Wakeland. Jensen and Kylie Ram dig in. Kylie Ram wins it. Shot there from Ducharme. It looks like it went off the cuff of the trapper of Doug Wakeland. Now, UNLV and Arizona State finally get things sorted out along the wall as the puck gets knocked free. Nagra can't skate through traffic. Kylie Ram can't get a clean handle on the puck. And now here's Jensen coming the other way. Jensen centering try, nobody home. Hayden Siegel chops it back into the zone. Now Wyatt Palmer reverses ice. And a quick up along the wall to Seachrist. But Hayden Siegel sends it back up top, and Tristan Rand gets taken out at the blue line by Wyatt Palmer. And UNLV not too happy about that when Kyle Quinn comes over to talk to the Sun Devils player, and Palmer looks like he gave his apologies to Rand as he looked at him with his palm skyward. We got an angel number, 3:33 to go. And UNLV is going to be going on their first power play of the night and have a chance to go up 4-1.
Well, excited to see what this power play can do. Bradley Gallant, Tristan Rand, and Preston Brodziak and Heath Mensch, I believe, are the leading scorers on the power play. Those are the guys who are going to get this offense going for UNLV.
Now here's Dalmonte shooting one through traffic. Loose puck, everyone whacking at it. Cole Wyatt can't get that one to go. And now Gallant looking for his second of the night. Up top, Nagra. Now Gallant. And that puck skips out of the zone. Dalmonte recovers on the near wall. The penalty to Wyatt Palmer is a trip for that collision with Tristan Rand. And we have a stoppage of play there. A minute 14 to go on the power play.
Well, Wyatt Palmer in the box for a penalty, but the Arnold Palmer in Orlando, Florida, Arnold Palmer Invitational for golf happening this weekend.
Yeah, the PGA Tour. It's the second day of the Arnold Palmer Invitational tonight, or today I should say, at Bay Hill Golf Course out there in Orlando. Lots of talk around the team as the weather's been getting a bit warmer here in Las Vegas. As golf swings, Sean Karaman reportedly improving his swing as Hayden Manning freezes that one. Karaman improving his swing on the links, but other reports kind of tearing another man down. Oliver Band reportedly struggling on the golf course as of late. So don't think that Band will be getting an invite from the PGA Tour to head out to the Arnold Palmer Invitational on Sunday.
No, I don't think so, but
maybe Karaman will.
Maybe Karaman. We'd like to give a shout out to Mrs. Karaman, Sean Karaman's mother, watching at home. He asked for us to give you a shout out.
Always love shouting out the parents. Hopefully she's watching. I feel like she is. She's got to be. As UNLV's power play continues on. Final 20 seconds. A one lone forechecker in the zone for Arizona State, killing a lot of time. Now approaching the final 10 seconds, Caleb Strong's going to try and headman the final rush on the man advantage for the Skating Rebels. And now Strong shoots one off the chest, rebound try, directed over to Strong. Arizona State back to full strength. And now Ford, pitch and catch. Ford tries to shoot one and it gets blocked in front and chipped around him. And now here comes Jake King with a partial 2-on-1. King tries to center one. Another try. They score. Caden Butler. Off of a second chance feed from Jake King on the partial odd man rush. A bit of an ice burner through the wickets of Doug Wakeland. Arizona State draws to within one.
Yeah, rocket from that one from the slot into the back of the net. Finds the twine. Play the string music for Arizona State. Take it within one goal, bring this to 3-2.
So minute 14 to go. Arizona State refusing to go away quietly, answering one of the Caleb Strong goals from earlier on in this period. And now here comes Hayden Siegel moving in, shooting one into the trapper of Hayden Manning.
Little Hayden on Hayden action there.
Indeed, yeah, this is true. Skating Rebels Siegel is called Siegs, though. That's his nickname. That's been his nickname since, I believe, juniors, if I'm correct. And obviously, Siegs or Siegel has an ongoing series on the UNLV hockey social media channels called The Siegel Show. A post-practice interview-themed segment that runs about a minute long. So make sure to follow the UNLV Skating Rebels on all social media platforms. At UNLV Rebel Hockey on X, at UNLV Hockey on TikTok and Instagram. Final minute of play is well behind us. We're approaching the final 30 seconds in this second period, and a big hit by Dylan Kuntz along the wall on Carson Cooch. And we approach the final 15 seconds, and a lot of hacking and whacking at the loose puck results in Jackson Wyatt just holding behind Doug Wakeland as the final 5 seconds are set to tick off the clock, and that'll do it. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes or more to go. UNLV leading 3-2. Caleb Strong with both goals for the Skating Rebels in this middle period. And Caden Butler drawing Arizona State to within one with just over a minute remaining in this middle frame.
Well, it's safe to say I have no idea what's in store for us in the third period, but I do know we have 20 minutes of ACH hockey ahead of us. Don't go anywhere.
We're with Caleb Strong. Caleb, what some takeaways going into the third period? What can you guys do better?
Yeah, I mean, just be smarter with the puck. We're kind of throwing it a bit, holding on too long, so just make sure, making smart plays, have a high guy, and then the rest will take care of itself.
What are some things that you liked about the second period?
Yeah, I mean, our forecheck was way better. Night and day compared to first period. We had two guys on it. Forcing turnovers, finding the high guy, finding the D. So just keep doing that. We'll keep being successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dom and AJ, we'll send it back over to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle, and thank you to the viewer if you stuck around through 2 periods of play. Taking a look at the stats through those 40 minutes of hockey action tonight, UNLV leads 3-2. Caleb Strong, Kyle Sparrow spoke to him at the intermission. He scored both goals for the Skating Rebels in the middle frame. Caden Butler answered right back to draw Arizona State to within 1. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. UNLV leading the shots 35-14 heading into the third. Some keys, UNLV managed the game. Arizona State build on the momentum that you generated at the end of that period, AJ. It's a big third period. They're playing really for pride at this point, but after the final rankings have come out, they're playing for pride, but also for the next season. This is a measuring stick game for them next year for a conference opponent to see how they can really stack up and just kind of do different things.
Oh, you're 100% right with that, Dom. And, you know, something we should look out for, if there's anything I've learned watching UNLV hockey over the past 2 seasons, it's that it tends to get pretty aggressive in the third period, especially with these two teams, interconference teams. Third time this series seeing each other, and it hasn't really been that aggressive as of yet. So this third period, there's a chance for things to potentially boil over and for that to be a factor.
And it boiled over the last time Arizona State was in town. We'll see, like you said, AJ, if it's going to boil over once again this time. Third period of play, getting ready to get going here at City National Arena. Sean Phillips and Preston Brodziak digging into the Vegas Golden Knights center ice logo. The puck is down. The clock is going. The third period's underway from City National Arena. Here's Bradley Gallant early. Plays it off the wall. Nagra finds that one on the left wing. Nagra drops it off for Strong. Caleb Strong with 2 in this one. Shoots one off the skate out front. Looks like it hit Brodziak's skate. And now up top down Monte. Touch pass on for Nagra, who keeps the line. Down low, Strong at the dot. Strong, saucer pass for Del Monte from the half wall. Shoots one into the chest of Manning, who holds for a whistle. An early shot on goal for the Skating Rebels to get things going. Now that face-off won by Ban, and a shot from Dylan Kuntz. Finds the trapper of Hayden Manning. Dylan Kuntz, a couple of nicknames again to inform the fans. His nickname is Kuntzy or Showtime or Kuntzy Showtime. He's affectionately known by his teammates. There's also, if you follow any of the players on Instagram, a handful of edits floating out there where Dylan Kuntz's headshot is cut out and pasted over the face of the NHL's Connor Bedard. It's floating out there, just...
I'll have to see some of those, I think.
It's out there. Here's Caden Butler dancing his way to the slot. Can't knife it on net. A great play by guess who? Showtime. Tying him up in the slot. As Caden Butler was looking for a second.
I wonder how you get that nickname, Showtime.
I actually don't know the backstory to that. That might be another thing we have to come back to you guys on tomorrow night. We'll speak with Caleb Strong. We'll speak with Showtime tonight post-game and get the answers if Caleb Strong believes he's still a garbage goal scorer and where the nickname Showtime came from. So make sure to tune in. 7:30 puck drops again tomorrow night at City National.
It's not really a self-anointed nickname, Showtime. You gotta, that one's got to be given to you.
Yeah, it's like Kuntzy is probably gave that to himself, or maybe someone when he was younger. But Showtime, not sure where that came from. Here's Stathopoulos moving in from the right wing. Savitsky chops that puck off with the blade of his stick. Heath Mensch gets tied up by Marchand. Stathopoulos with support. Ford touches it on for Quinn. Quinn shoots one, blocked in front and fielded, and quick whistle popped out of the glove of Hayden Manning. Mason Kelly tried to get a piece of it in front. The puck was still loose, but AJ, referee doesn't see it, so it's going to blow it dead.
Yeah, you know, the referee, if they don't see it, it didn't happen. Or if they don't call it, it didn't happen. And if they call it, it did happen. That's the law of the land here.
Exactly.
But I don't think he had it personally. Felt like it was still a little loose. You know,
Well,
didn't
it popped
have
up
full
out of his
possession.
glove.
Wouldn't have been a catch in the NFL. I don't think it would have been a catch in the MLB either.
It's a Des Bryant situation for Hayden Manning there. A shot from way outside is gloved and held. That's a catch by Doug Wakeland. It's kind of Odell Beckham Jr.-esque. Reaching way out there. Actually, maybe George Pickens. George Pickens actually had a catch like that last season where he's diving out, outstretched, grabs it with one hand, out below him. And a one-time drive from the slot misses the net wide. Now Arizona State still with it, and catching an edge was Carter Newland along the point. The puck not settled down in front of the goal of Wakeland. He whacks that one away from danger. And that stretch pass is just out of the reach of Hayden Siegel. And it's played off the wall. Evan West plays it gently, turns the puck over, and Ducharme can't knife that one down. Delayed icing is waved off.
Well, you know the law of the land. The ref didn't call it, it didn't happen.
Sean Phillips takes a spill at center ice. Mark Ducharme steers that in on the backhand. Just over 3 minutes expired in this third period of play.
Feels like something's going on with the ice with the amount of Arizona State players that have taken a spill, as you like to say, or taking a tumble. So many, it feels like, just in the 3 periods we've seen so far, but not really from the UNLV side.
Maybe they didn't sharpen their skates in between periods, as Dylan Ford's shot is seen all the way through to the trapper by Manning. It's a possibility.
Maybe the ice is just extra slippery tonight.
Maybe it does look pretty shiny on the camera, but looks okay from my perspective right here. My expertise, obviously, as well. Expertise is sarcastic, of course. Arizona State gaining the zone. Feeding the puck in deep. Was knifed on there by Dylan Ford, and now tied up along the wall was Gallant with a pair of Sun Devils. Ford plucks that from the wall. Now it's steered off the wall by Gallant and sent back in by Tonez. Now here's Brodziak from the red line on the tape for Gallant. Gallant moving in, harassed on the back check by Friesen. And that gets sent out of the zone. Dalmonte sends it back in, and a delayed offside's blown dead. So faceoff's gonna come just outside of the zone. Kylie Ram and Band dig in, tied up. UNLV comes away with possession. Here's Nagra. Sends it in. That puck gets sent off the kick plate and down the length of the ice. Wakeland stops it up. Now Tristan Rand with it through center. Rand moves on in. Loses possession of the puck. Plays it from down low. Dalmonte pinches. Gets taken out by Gross. Knifed up top for Wyatt. Wyatt plays it to Dalmonte. Dalmonte on the backhand to Rand. Tristan Rand now. Plays it to himself. Rand moving on in. Shooting one. Doesn't make it on net. Recovered by Cole Wyatt. Wyatt now turns away from pressure. Can't play it through Grady Franklin. Caden Butler gets hit by Rand along the wall. And Oliver Band rings it in, and we have a penalty behind the play. Devin Nagra lost his helmet. And Doug Wakeland was going to the bench. So we have Matthew Gross going to the box. 2 minutes for a rough. And UNLV going to the power play. Once again tonight.
Would you believe me if I told you before the game that this would only be the third penalty of the game?
I wouldn't have, no. I would have been quite surprised. Just as surprised as we were, AJ, when we learned what a rutabaga was pre-game. So one of the various off-topic conversations that we had tonight. Still don't really have a full grasp on what it is, but we somewhat learned it's like a root of some sort. Still don't really know how to describe it. If anyone knows, Put it in the chat on the YouTube live stream.
Please inform us, because I'd like to know. Maybe I'd like to start cooking with rutabaga.
Maybe. Could be a very good addition to a dish. Speaking of a dish, there's Wyatt dishing it over for Gallant. Gallant down low, shoots one from a sharp angle. It doesn't make it on net. Dalmonte from the half wall, pitches it down low for Brodziak. Now Gallant with it to Brodziak. Shakes off a check from Friesen. Gallant touches it on to the point. Dalmonte to Wyatt. Wyatt to Brodziak. Brodziak tied up with Tonez. They both go to the ice. And now Dalmonte shoots one through traffic. Loose puck, put back on net. Everyone whacking at it. Goes wide off the stick of Gallant. Brodziak gets sent to the wall hard by Marchand. Two big men coming together. And now here comes ASU. A shot off the rush. They score. What a snipe. Carson Cooch ties the game up short-handed. Arizona State still not going away. And once again, we're tied up. 2 straight goals from the Sun Devils.
I believe it was a mishandle on the blue line by Jackson Wyatt, I believe. And then Cooch takes it and runs with it. Short-handed opportunity. We got a tie game, believe it or not. Arizona short-handed, equalizing the score, playing for pride, like he said, and no more prideful goal, than a short-handed one.
Exactly, AJ, and that could take some of the wind out of the UNLV sails. They did look pretty good, but one mistake and we're tied in this hockey game. And the Arizona State bench is very fired up on this penalty kill. They have a lot of life, and look at this, they're back to full strength. So UNLV gives up a shorthanded goal, and that was the equalizer. Now they're looking for another go-ahead goal in this one. Doug Wakeland plays it up ice. Jensen touches it through. Williams plays it off the wall. It gets cut off by Matthew Gross. Now Cade Olson. This pass is cut off by Williams at center. Siegel to Dylan Ford, who just sends it into the zone. Stopped up behind the net by Manning. Goes off the stick of Gross on the tape for Franklin. Franklin now pressured by Williams at the red line. He gains the red and sends it in on the backhand. Just under 12 minutes to go in the third period to play. The latest goal scorer, Carson Cooch, tying the game up at 3 apiece. And Ty Marchand misplays that puck, takes a spill. Hayden Siegel tries to knife it through Savitsky and offsides. Once again on UNLV. So UNLV out shooting Arizona State 40-18 as we approach the midway point of the third. And a very interesting stretch, as we mentioned in the open, AJ, with this UNLV hockey team. I mean, they were so hot in the first half of the season, and shootout loss to Jamestown, an overtime loss to Utah, an overtime loss to GCU on the road. Pretty uncharacteristic losses for this team. It's not saying that you can't lose. It's Arizona State with another chance. Backhand put on net, save made by Wakeland. Not saying that a team can't lose hockey games. Just this team doesn't usually lose close games like that. Really, against opponents like that in general, UNLV hasn't lost to Grand Canyon University in recent years. They haven't lost to Jamestown even. Too much in recent years. Both losses in the last 2 seasons have been 1-goal games. And Brodziak shoots one a bit after the whistle. Another offsides. The officials saying, my fault. So UNLV having some problems on the Grush, but even though these losses are pretty uncharacteristic, AJ, you look back at their spring semester last season when they made the national championship game against Adrian. They did have a handful of losses. They lost to UCO. They lost to Minot State twice. So, I mean, it's not absolutely out of the blue for this team to drop games in the spring semester. It's a long season. Attrition is definitely a factor where it's just the wear and tear. And, I mean, they're on the road for 3 out of 4 weeks since their last home series against San Diego State. And, I mean, really 3 out of 5 weeks. The week after San Diego State, you go on the road to Utah. It's a long bus ride. Then the week after, you're back in action again. Then you have an off weekend for the Super Bowl. And then you play again against San Diego State on the road Valentine's Day weekend. And then the very next week, you're, guess what, back in action once more against GCU.
Well, and something that's not uncharacteristic is they do have some trouble up in Salt Lake, which is where they did play Utah. And that game went into overtime and really a heroic effort.
Tristan Rand puts one off the mask, it sounded like. Everyone lost sight of the puck. Is it in the ceiling?
It went pretty high up there. Surely not in the ceiling.
Everyone's looking up in the ceiling. It's wedged in the netting. It almost went into the ceiling. I don't know if we can get a camera on that. As we in the final media timeout, we're gonna see if we can get a camera on that. But it's wedged in the netting by the light. That's what it looks like to me, at least. We're trying to pan the camera over to see if we can find it. There it is right there at the top of your screen next to that light. That looks like the puck.
I mean, it went pretty high up, but I thought it went more to the right side of the rink than that.
I can't say I've ever seen that. I really can't say I've ever seen that. That's a first. I know if our old color commentator Ryan Gilder's watching, he probably would get a kick out of that too, AJ, knowing him. He's moved on to Fox Sports in their social media department. So once again, another congratulations to Ryan. Now Arizona State with another chance, shooting one way wide of the net, and Doug Wakeland was out of position there, it looks like, coming far out of the crease. And now UNLV is going to try and start it up. That's Heath Mensch through center. Mensch cuts outside, shoots one, misses the net wide. UNLV is struggling to hit the net a lot tonight. Now here's Newland. Centering try, makes it on net, and Wakeland will just hold it for a whistle.
Well, we'll keep you updated on that puck if it ends up getting unwedged or not, but
I don't think that's getting unwedged for quite some time, AJ. I'm fairly certain that's the puck.
Well, come back next season, and we'll see.
Or tomorrow. The Golden Knights might have a practice tomorrow morning. Vegas beat the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight at T-Mobile Arena. NHL trade deadline passed today. The Golden Knights picking up Riley Smith on Thursday from the New York Rangers. So Vegas welcoming an original misfit back into their ranks for the remaining 20 or so games of the NHL season. Brodziak centers one out of the reach of Gallant. And now here's Dylan Kuntz to Jackson White. His shot fluttering harmlessly to the slot. Put on net. Second chance try. Blocked up in the air. Here's Strong from the faceoff dot now. He looks down low. Gallant hops off the blade of his stick. He corrals. Gallant from his knees. Brodziak shoots one off the elbow, and Strong picks it up again. Here's Kuntz up top, shooting one, tipped on that, loose puck in the crease, and it's found by Manning. Hayden Manning has been exceptional since those 2 goals went in, AJ, and that's exactly what I said after those 2 goals. All he needed to do was settle in, and now he's playing lights out for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, see a few shots early on, a few beat you, but you're still in a tie game, and now he's really locked in, making big saves, and what was definitely the best offensive possession that UNLV has had in this 3rd period so far. He snuffed it right out, didn't allow a single goal in a very dangerous situation for ASU.
And he got a piece of that shot there from Dalmonte that was redirected from the point. Sounded like it nicked the pad of Hayden Manning. Now here's Hayden Siegel hopping on the loose puck down low. Gets knifed away by Tonez, and now here's Devin Nagra with it. Nagra stops up, played down to the corner for Siegel. Tonez picks up the loose puck and plays it up to Friesen. Another shot from way outside by Dalmonte is gloved and held by Manning. So 7:03 to go. Shots are 43-20 in favor of UNLV. Things are still all knotted up. That was Carson Cooch once again scoring the equalizer for the Sun Devils. 2 unanswered goals for UNLV, really 3. Bradley Gallant tying the game in the first, 2 goals by Caleb Strong in the second, and then a pair of goals again from the Sun Devils. Leads us to where we're at now, 3 a pop. Here comes Band. Band dances around the fallen Kate Olson. And now here's Dylan Ford. Shoots one, tipped on by Wyatt, and pad save made by Manning. That was Cole Wyatt who got a stick on that one. Band sends it down low. Cole Wyatt gives chase, tied up by Kate Olson. Tristan Rand ties up Olson himself. Tristan Rand has it stuck in his skates, and he's just kind of standing there pinned by 2 Sun Devils players, and finally gets free for Kuntz. And now here comes Jake King. King drives the net, can't center that one. And now played to the near wall, sent right back on net, stopped up. On the left wing, here's Stathopoulos. Stathopoulos looking, corralled by Kelly. Played over for Jackson Wyatt. Saucer pass on the backhand to Kuntz. Shooting one into the chest of Manning. And Mason Kelly not happy with Savitsky's stick work there. He unsheathed it from his torso, it looked like, and flung it towards the net. Kelly and Kylie Ram dig in. Arizona State wins that draw, and Mason Kelly lays the body on Marchant. Puck is poked free. Marchant now chased by Kelly. Plays it up. Tipped up in the air, but not near the red line as Arizona State ices the puck. 5:15 remain in the 3rd period. So the faceoff's going to go out to the left of Hayden Manning. This group out there for Austin Klein is pretty fatigued. Arizona State is going to have to stave off another UNLV attack. Already 1 save by Hayden Manning in this sequence. Dalmonte sends it down low, Strong with it, looking from the goal line, pitches it up top for the captain. Now here's Nagra, his D partner, shooting one, tipped on net off the post. Brodziak deflecting that one up from off the ice. And it goes off of the crossbar, and Brodziak loses that puck battle to Marchand, and Arizona State clears the zone, and they finally get at least 1 fresh set of legs on there. Now 2 and now 3. And that's sent in cross corner off the wall. Siegel can't chop at that one. Glove down by Phillips, and it bounces into the trapper of Manning. Hayden Siegel was the first one in on the forecheck there. And Manning being a bit of a game manager, AJ, just very strategic with the way he plays the puck, with when he comes out of his net, when he doesn't, and really how he just sets up to any shot.
Well, game manager, and he's certainly keeping them in the game to a great extent at this point, seeing so many great opportunities from.
And we have an injured Sun Devil down after Hayden Siegel hit him. That was Matthew Gross, who went down immediately. And he's skating back to the bench, doubled over. Roughing will be the call. The athletic trainer for UNLV, Frank Sosa, is coming over to check out Matthew Gross. So critical penalty. UNLV having to kill off a penalty in a tie hockey game with just over 4 minutes left. Arizona State with a chance to take their second lead of the night. Got a critical time in this hockey game and knock off the second-ranked team in the country. Doug Wakeland stops that puck up behind the net, and that gets sent down 200 feet. 30 seconds gone on the Siegel roughing penalty. Cade Olson started that rush out. Carter Newland now on the left wing. It's canceled out by Nagra. And that gets sent off the wall and down the other end. Crowd chanting Rebels here at City National Arena as 1 minute's finally gone from the penalty kill for the Skating Rebels. And Gallant sends that one down the length of the ice once again, creeping up on 45 seconds remaining on this penalty for the Rebels. Here's Caden Butler. Butler has a goal tonight. Butler dances through traffic, loses the puck. Played to the slot. Marchant finds it, drives it to the net, doesn't make it there. Now Marchant D to D. King shoots one, tips away into the skates. Marchant keeps his own, shoots another one. Blocked down in front, loose puck, jammed at, they score! And Arizona State back out in front. Caden Butler leading that handshake line. Critical goal on the power play. 2.5 minutes remain, and the Sun Devils now lead the Skating Rebels 4-3.
Oh, they're back on the leading side of the score since the first period when they got it started, and a great penalty or power play from Arizona State. UNLV tried to clear it, but Sun Devil was right there, put it on the net, and the rebound in the danger zone. Wakeland not able to get a glove on it. And now it's a whole new game in Arizona State's favor. Only 2.5 minutes left for UNLV to tie this one up.
UNLV chasing the game. This will be a good test of their resolve here in this one. It's been a test of their resolve all night long, but this feels a lot similar to their loss in Tempe, Arizona in October to this very same hockey team. And they're trying to kill the game off. Cade Olson with his skate press against the kick plate to burn time. White with a wraparound chance, deflected way up into the protective netting. That burns about 34 seconds, and Cade Olson is locking horns with Cole Wyatt after the play. Sean Phillips and Oliver Band come together. Not sure what happened there. I was taking a look at the clock there, AJ. And then all of a sudden, Cole Wyatt gets tangled up with Arizona State captain.
Well, we had a feeling that the aggression
Timeout UNLV.
We had a feeling the aggression might boil over, and now with UNLV on the losing end of this scoreboard, they're certainly going to bring up the aggression, and Arizona State's going to let them feed into that and see if they can, start something, cause another penalty, cause UNLV to get in the box and really ice this game away.
So 1 minute and 56 seconds remain on the clock for UNLV to tie this game up. UNLV's been in this position a handful of times before in the last couple of seasons. But it's not a position that they've found themselves in often at home this year. And as I said, it's just somewhat characteristic struggles on the back half of the season for the Skating Rebels team. If you want to compare the last couple of years. So no penalties aside from that dust up. Cade Olson and Cole Wyatt are still out there for both teams. Preston Brodziak and Sean Phillips will dig in. And it's an empty net for UNLV. Doug Wakeland's on the bench. And here we go. Puck finds its way to the crease, and it's stopped. And we have Cade Olson continuing to mix things up. Coming in late to shove down a pair of Skating Rebels that didn't really do much. They just skated past Hayden Manning and gave a little extra jab. And if you're Cade Olson, you got to be careful when you're up as the captain. You got to police the goal crease and protect your goaltender, but you don't want to take an extra penalty like Hayden Siegel did early on and give UNLV a power play late. We're back underway. Carson Cooch sends it down the length of the ice just wide of left post for an icing. A minute 45 to go.
Try to get an easy one there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a Hail Mary there. It'll be a par 5, I feel like. At Bay Hill Golf Course. Here's Brodziak and Phillips again. Brodziak ties up, and UNLV comes away with possession somewhat. Here's Galan up top. Dalmonte to Nagra. Nagra with it, sends it down low. A minute 35 to go. Played over for Strong. Nagra on the backhand. A minute 30. Strong looking from the dot. Caleb Strong still looking from the hash marks. Now at the half wall. Up top, Nagra. Nagra looking, shoots one, tipped away, and whacked at in the corner. Now Strong again from the half wall, surveying the ice. A minute 15. Gallant with a one-time try. Doesn't get there. He gets buried to the ice. Cade Olson on the backhand. Sends it up. Kept in the zone. Cole Wyatt with a good stick lift on Grady Franklin. A minute 5 now. Brodziak up top for Strong. Strong looking. Nagra at the blue line. He skates the line. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Almonte with a shot. Loose puck out in front. And Grady Franklin gets a stick on it and sends it to neutral ice. A handful of fresh legs coming on with gusto for the Sun Devils. And now here comes UNLV back into the zone. Dalmonte giving chase. Marchant plays it up ice. Olson on the backhand, sends it down the length of the ice. Nagra hustling. He gets the icing, and Arizona State is incensed. And Nagra gets a bit of an extra as he was tied up with a Sun Devil player. That was Jake King, and I saw the official pointing both of them to go to the penalty box, and Jake King's pointing to the UNLV bench on his way to the sin bin. In this game with 38.6 remaining on the clock, it's going to be 4-on-4 for roughing. It looks like. So going to be more ice out there. UNLV 51 shots on goal. Arizona State 22, but they still lead 4-3. Under 39 seconds to go. UNLV talking it over at the bench, and the official's not too happy with the way they're talking things over. He's trying to usher them over. And Preston Brodziak chased away, so 2 penalties posted. Doug Wakeland still out of the net. Tristan Rand and Kylie Ram dig in, and we're back underway. Strong up top with 35 seconds to go. Here's Jackson Wyatt to Strong. Rink wide Mensch shoots into the glove, or off the glove of Manning. Under 30 seconds to go. Strong overskates the puck. Mensch in the slot. Shoots one. Big time block by Kylie Ram. 20 seconds remain. Up top, Mensch swings it over for Wyatt. 15 to go. Wyatt off of a skate. Stathopoulos out of the zone, and Jackson Wyatt's going to have to hustle. 10 seconds to go now. Maybe one last Hail Mary. Final 10 out of the reach of Rand. Here's Stathopoulos. Final 3. Rand shoots one. Blocked in front. Another try for Mensch. And he fans on it. A swing and a miss. And Arizona State knocks off the number 2 ranked team in the country 4-3 on the road. An absolute stellar performance from Arizona State tonight to beat the number 2 ranked team in the country. That was remarkable, AJ.
Stunning is what I would say, is what Arizona State did to UNLV. It's a team that just didn't go away. They were down 3-1 at one point. You know, they had the goalie switch, and if you want to point to the key to success for the Sun Devils, it was both goaltenders made a heck of a lot of good saves. Hayden Manning in that second and third period made some great saves and kept them in it. And Nathaniel Glenn, the starter, he was also making some great saves. Didn't really let up. I mean, UNLV had a lot of great opportunities early on in the first period that they just weren't able to capitalize on because Nathaniel Glenn kept them in it. But kind of felt that momentum shifted after the shorthanded goal that tied the game. And then Arizona State takes the lead and finishes the job. And a stunning performance, a team that didn't go away, like I said, 4-3.
And we'll see if Arizona State can replicate this tomorrow night on senior night and spoil UNLV's final home game of the 2024-2025 season. Once again, Arizona State beating the number 2 ranked team in the country, UNLV, on the road by a score of 4-3 on Friday night. Going to be right back here at City National Arena for senior night, a 7:30 p.m. puck drop. The game going to be broadcasted here live on the UNLV Hockey YouTube channel. But on behalf of myself, Dominic Lavoie, AJ Reed, Kyle Sparrow, Bo Kennedy, Gene Gomez, Rolando Guerrero, Kyle Kimsey, and all of us here at the UNLV Rebel Hockey Broadcast Group, we're going to go ahead and say good night. And we'll see you tomorrow night for one last time, UNLV and Arizona State.